For Samba News, I'm Dwayne. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Well, the Democrat National Convention has officially come to a close, and Vice President Kamala Harris has officially accepted her party's nomination for her to be the banner standard person to run as for president of the United States in these upcoming in the elections that we're in right now. And so, yeah, there was a lot that took place. I'm going to be personally honest with you. I barely watched it. I mean, just maybe a little bit. That's it. And I can say the same thing about the Republican one as well. I barely watched it because the things that I really am focused on are what are the policies? What exactly are you running on? And usually that information is what they roll out prior to the conference, the convention. And that's for both parties. That's all. Just give me the script. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to see all the show and all that. We're going to get into that. Just tell me what are your policies? And I already got my answer, and pretty much there's really nothing specific again for Black Americans. But again, this is something that thankfully a lot of Black Americans are raising this point and raising this issue. But anyway, I want to share with you a clip first, because today I want to show you this clip, but after, a little bit later on in this video, I want to take you on to show you this tweet that I came across on Twitter or X, where someone actually tracked down this whole rumor about Beyonce showing up. And someone actually did their due diligence and tracked it all the way down to the source. And I think it's worthy of us looking at this to show you just how rumors start off, particularly in the political world. And I thought it was a very interesting read, and I want to share that with you. But first, let me roll this video. This is Chris Cuomo. Now, many of you have heard that name. This gentleman actually used to be at CNN, and he got kicked out. And so he's not really in the circuit, but, he does have access. And boy, oh boy, isn't it something once you get kicked out, the truths that begin to come out of your mouth. So let me play this video here. Pay close attention to what he's saying, and I'll be right back.
A big theme here at the DNC is that they're going to go after corporate gouging, and they're going to go after corporations, whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes. The RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites, the two sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to here, okay? These are the soldiers. These are the men and the women that go back to their constituencies and their communities, and they fight. They take time from their jobs. They take time from their families. Republicans and Democrats alike, that's what they do. They need to charge these people up. They need to be able to get them on board. But there's another reality that is literally looking down on them. Greg, look at the ring of sweets, okay? This is not unique to Democrats. There is a game of money. When people talk about uniparty, we are strangled by the money reality in our politics. Those suites start at 500 grand. You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are lobbies and good things. The media boxes, you think they're free? Why do you think I'm on the floor? News Nation is not a broke company. Nexstar is a massive organization. We are corporate media. We don't have one of those boxes because that's the game. You pay to play. Those boxes are filled with the same people that they say they're going to regulate. They are literally looking down on the faithful and being told, yeah, we're going to break down on them. We're going to make them pay their share. They paid $500,000, $700,000, $1 million, $1.5 million to have those seats. They get hotel suites that are probably gifted to the party. And the same thing is true with the Republican side. And they're going to take them down. They're going to change how it is. They are looking down from on high at the people who make the difference in their communities. And that is the reality of politics. And I had my producer walk around and show you those suites. Now, they're not all the same. They're not all the same. But the reality is, in 2000, they spent $300 million on presidential campaigns. 24 years later, you know what they're expected to spend? $10 billion. Do you know how much money Harris has raised in the last couple of weeks? Hundreds of millions. And that's success. A lot of it's small donor. A lot of it isn't. The most dangerous money in politics is now legal money because of Citizens United. You've got to know this. The idea that they can fight against it is almost laughable. It's almost laughable. So look and listen when you are told these things. Because I don't care what they promise you. Not here tonight, not at the RNC, not that Trump knows them, not that they don't own them. He did one of the biggest fundraisers I've ever heard of in my life out where I live. Millions of dollars a plate. That's the reality of politics.
Let's talk moringa powder, aka green gold. What's a super fast way to get your moringa powder in every day? I'm going to show you in this video. First, we're starting with our sambatree.com moringa powder. Do you see how green, bright, and fresh that moringa powder is? Love it. I love it. Okay, first we're going to start with applesauce. 1/2 cup. No sugar, no corn syrup, no natural flavors, just apples. Okay. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of moringa. Okay, and we just stir that up until it's well blended. That's a good ratio for children, or if you're a newbie and you're just starting out. What I do is I take 1 tablespoon of moringa a day. Of course, I use more applesauce in order to mask the taste. Moringa is called nature's multivitamin, and they're not kidding. Take a look. Just look at all these benefits: immune system, blood sugar, cholesterol, digestion, eye health. It's loaded. Here's to generational health, family, on sambatree.com.
Remember, 18% off store-wide at sambatree.com. 18% store-wide. That means anything you get is 18% off. The sale is not going to last too much longer, so go ahead and check it out. Sambatree.com. Check it out. You guys. Well, it's just like I have been saying, what we have been saying on this platform is that at the end of the day, if you actually believe that Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, whomever pick your favorite president, if you actually believe that these individuals are running the country, then you are already lost. This is why I sit back and I see all these people talking about, oh, look, she's going to be the first woman. She's okay, well, whatever. If that does happen, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't. But again, take a look at what's happening right now. We have Kamala Harris, who's very active and busy in running for president, right? So she's in and out of DC, so that's really her focus. Then you got Joe Biden, who's kind of like wandering, and hopefully he doesn't poo-poo in his pants, and he's looking all frail and all of this stuff. But amazingly, he's able to sign off checks, billion-dollar checks or multi-million-dollar checks to Ukraine. He's able to figure that out. But everything else, he's just whatever. So between these two people at this moment right now, do you really believe that either one of them right now are running the country? They're not. And like I said, again, put Trump in there, whomever. These individuals are not running the country. There's a whole system behind them that's actually running the country. And what Cuomo just pointed out, it's just right in your face. Literally is right in your face. All of those people, all of those booths that you saw up there, those $1 million booths and all of that, that's who is running the country. Those people are. It's not the people that's on the floor. It's not the people on the stage. It's those people. They're running the country. And it reminds me of a clip of a show where, and I'm going to show you it. Unfortunately, I can't play the audio and all of it, but it reminded me of this clip from this show where here you had this black woman who is the head of this corporation, and she's meeting with all of these other people who are heads of corporations. And so while she's talking and they're debating and all that, she looks up into the bleachers and all you see are the silhouettes of the people who are really in control. She gets the nod and then she goes and tells them, okay, this is what's going to happen. I mean, they are telling you how this thing works. And for people to get so caught up in the personality, what she looks like, what's her backstory, and what this is going to do for all little black girls all over the world, and, all this. I mean, to get caught up in that, you are so off of the facts. You are. This is why it's important to focus on the policies. When you focus on the policies, then it makes it a lot easier for people like you and me to say, okay, who are the people out here in the business world who are also pushing these policies? And then once you do that, you can trace, okay, how much have they contributed to this party? How much did they contribute to that party? And then based off of that, you can then kind of deduce and find out they're the ones that are running the country. It's not this person. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it works. But they spent so much time getting you focused on all the other stuff. And if you dare ask anything else, then you're a hater, but those days are over. And did you guys catch, they were putting all in the news. It was on the internet. They were saying that, oh, my goodness. Did you see that the DNC got way more viewership than the RNC? Look at that. See, it shows that more people are interested in what the Democrats are saying than the Republicans. This is truly a historical moment. Never mind the fact that the DNC was like a whole Live Aid minus the starving African children and bags of rice. It was literally Live Aid. And they had every turn they had, okay, we're going to have this celebrity. We're going to have that celebrity. Here's some of the celebrities that they had, just so you can get an idea. Patti LaBelle, Common and Jonathan McReynolds, Lil Jon, let me say it right. Stevie Wonder, John Legend and Sheila E., Pink and her daughter. And then they had some other people. That's not even including the actors and the actresses, the Spike Lee and all of this other stuff. It was literally almost like a who's who in the entertainment world. So naturally, of course, you're going to have higher viewership. Republicans, they was able to get maybe a few people. That's about it. What was it? The girl, the bald head girl, they was able to get her. But I still don't understand the logic behind that. But anyway, here they had a whole star-studded event. Of course, the numbers are going to be high because that's what people want to tune in to see. The entertainers. That's who they're getting because they're being entertained at the end of the day. And, so they literally had to get entertainers to make up for the deficit that's really out there. You know what I mean? In terms of, people who are really that interested in this. Because remember now, Kamala Harris, when she was running for president back in, 2020, folks weren't even checking for her. Not even, really on the street, black folks weren't checking for her. Now, the Boulay class and all of them, of course they were, because, they're going to stick with their sister, their line sister. They're going to say, but outside of that, nobody was really checking for her. Because, again, they saw she's not ready for prime time, that kind of thing. And then they got together and said, listen, Biden, if you're going to run, you're going to have one of our people on there. And that's what happened. And that's how she got into an unelected position. That's what happened. And then, and there you go. That's how she got there. She was not elected. And so it just, so this is something to really keep in mind of the fact that when you're looking at, they had a high viewership and all these people were watching. Of course they were. You had a whole concert. That's what made the difference. It's crazy. Okay, so I know that many of you was hearing about all this week. They were like teasing out that Beyonce, she's going to show up. Beyonce is going to do a concert there and all of that. You remember all of that? And then she ain't never show up, right? Well, again, this is part of the whole trick bag to try to get as many black folks, particularly black folks, as possible to tune in so that they can get the numbers up. Well, Beyonce didn't play. She didn't show up. Whatever her reasons was, we can speculate on that, but she wasn't there. But anyway, there was someone on Twitter that actually did some due diligence and looked at where did this whole thing come from in the first place? Where did this whole rumor come from? So here we go right here on Twitter is a person by the name of Brandon Friedman. And I'm just going to read through it. OK, so let's just get to it. OK, he says, in case anyone still cares, here's the short thread of how an online rumor takes off. Amid rumors that Taylor Swift or Beyonce would perform at the DNC, this blue check account with 600,000 followers tweeted at 12:28 p.m. Central Time that a big surprise was on the way. The tweet took off. And this is the tweet right here. It says, I've been sworn to secrecy, but you don't want to miss the DNC tonight. And the person that's writing this, by the way, they call themselves Angry Staffer. If you thought that the Oprah surprise was big, just wait. And then goes on here and it says 20 minutes later, the other random blue check account with more than 100,000 followers described a, quote, gap in tonight's DNC schedule for a special guest. It also got thousands of shares. And here's the tweet right here. It says, breaking news. There is a scheduled gap in tonight's DNC schedule that the special guest is only known by a handful of people. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here we go. And then goes on. It says 3 hours later at 3:37 p.m. Central Time, White House political director Emmy Ruiz tweeted a B seeming to confirm rumors of Beyonce. She later recanted, saying her 6-year-old had accidentally tweeted the B, but it was too late. Now, you know, you just a stone liar. You just a stone liar. Stone liar. I'll call you that. You just a stone. Anybody that's going to lie on a 6-year-old child, you just a stone liar. You just, man, just come on. Anyway, let's continue. 4 minutes before Ruiz said her B tweet was meaningless at 4:18 p.m. Central Time, Huffington Post deputy editor Phil Lewis implied that it was packed with meaning, signifying Beyonce as the special guest. All right, so here we go. Take it off. And what did it say? 4 minutes before. All right, anyway, let's go on here. And then he goes on to say, then to seemingly tie it all together, TMZ falsely reported that it's at 6:49 p.m. Central Time that Beyonce would perform at the DNC, and that was that. A rumor went from thin air to blue check influencer accounts to questionable news sources in just a few hours. And this is what you see, the article right there, you know, them saying that she's going to be there. And then they said now the angry staffer, the guy, the individual known as the angry staffer, they came out and now they're apologizing here. Let me see what they're saying here. It's kind of, oh, here we go. Here we go. I got it too big. There it is. All right. So this is the angry staffer. They said, special guest rumor. I'm not sure where it started, but the people who told me aren't prone to hyperbole. And then they said Beyonce was the rumor. For what it's worth, Beyonce was the rumor. Makes me feel a little better that Reuters, TMZ, The Hill, and other outlets also reported it. But either way, I apologize. And then it goes on. I don't like giving bad information, and that's on me, my Copa. Even people at the DNC were hearing that Beyonce was in the building. So whoever started the rumor got a whole bunch of us. Maybe it was a ratings ploy by the DNC, but I don't think so. They had a hell of a lineup either way, and it was a fantastic performance. Exactly. The whole thing was a performance, including this person here. The whole thing was a performance. And so anyway, let me see if they had anything else here. They said this one here, Kranzenstein, I hope I'm saying his name right. He says he has 859,000 followers at 2:45 p.m. He said this. He said, I'm hearing that there is a major surprise at the DNC this evening. And then he has another tweet up here. It says this tweet at 12:07 p.m. citing a CNN reporter actually preceded the angry staffer's tweet by 21 minutes. While the tone here isn't nearly as sensational as the tweets that followed, one could argue it sparked the chain reaction sufficiently. And then here we go. DNC News. According to CNN's Jamie Gangle, there is a block in the schedule tonight, and what will occupy that block is only known by a very small group of planners. And then TMZ later on, they said, to quote the great Beyonce, we got to lay our cards down, down, down. We got this one wrong. And then there you go. So it was DNC. These were Democrats who were floating this out all throughout the internet to try to get in an effort to get their ratings up, and it worked. It did work. They got their ratings up. But here's the thing. Is that the reason why people were watching? Because they were anticipating a concert? Or were they actually wanting to hear specific policies? Because as I said, she had pretty much rolled out her policy statement before the convention. She just kind of highlighted some of the things, Gaza, I'm standing for the Palestinian children. I'm standing for them because that is wrong, wrong, wrong. But at the same time, I'm going to stand for Israel and their right to bomb Gaza. And you buying it. But anyway, how people fall for this stuff. Anyway, so this happens literally all the time, how these rumors get spread and all that. And this is why platforms like this is where we come in. We try to get to the bottom line. All that other stuff we don't care about. I don't care if you vote. If you want to vote for her, you vote for her. You want to vote for Trump, you vote for him. I don't care. But when it comes to the truth, when it comes to facts, well, we're going to make sure we're getting down to the bottom line on that here on Samba News. So, but anyway, I have a poll that's right there on our community page. I would invite you to take part of it. It's a very simple one, and the poll is just simply asking, did you watch the Democrat National Convention? It's either a yes, no, or you just looked at it on, you just relied on clips on your mobile device. So either way, I would like for you to take part of it. That just kind of shows us where people are. But so far, overwhelmingly, the majority of you guys are saying that you didn't even watch it. And so that's saying quite a bit. That's saying a whole lot. But that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got some more videos coming in the next, it's going to follow right behind this. So we got some more coming. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time.